My name's Hannah, and I'm going to further explain what the article was talking about. One key point was that the ocean had absorbed 30% of our CO2 waste and it's dying. Ocean acidification is our main topic. It's caused by the decrease of pH over decades of time and the increase of CO2. That CO2 is caused by human activities such as burning fossil fuels. That CO2 then is released into the atmosphere and impacts marine calcifiers. It all has to do with atmospheric CO2. As those particles dissolve into seawater, there's also free suspending hydrogen ions and carbonate ions. They find a way to bond and form carbonic acid, and that overall lowers the carbonate ion concentration. This concentration is needed because of supply and demand. The increase of carbonate ions is more favorable for marine calcifiers because that's what they use to build their homes and build their structures. But with this going on, it forces a decrease in those carbonate ions. Alright, so now that I've explained what ocean acidification is, let's talk about how humans contribute to that problem. CO2 is a greenhouse gas, and it's often emitted into the atmosphere through the use of transportation and electricity. Both are things that we use every day, and we need to start thinking about how we can conserve that energy, because if not, it can have a lot of harmful effects. And I'll leave it to Suhei, Alex, and Tawny to talk about that.
Well, you're right, Hannah. That's a huge problem. That even sea snail shells could dissolve. There are so many effects that can happen now. I am here to tell you guys how dangerous these effects are and how easily things can get out of hand, especially involving CO2. Hannah's right, increasing CO2 in the atmosphere affects the ocean's climate. And it also has direct chemical effect on ocean's water, making water more acidic.
So I heard that the Triton's snail shells are like becoming thinner and less dense. So like they're dissolving because of ocean acidification. Yeah, and us humans are putting more pressure onto those snail shells and exposing them and spoiling them because we're putting more carbon dioxide into the ocean.
Oh no!
Yeah, and because of that, 50% of the scallop population, the Atlantic scallop population, will lower in the next 100 years. Is there anything we can do to help?
Heck yeah, we can! Okay, so we have lots of alternatives, but we have to consider some new ideas.
Oh, I know. I remember Hannah said that one of the reasons is carbon dioxide levels rising in the ocean, and that's causing acidification in the ocean. Yeah, so maybe we can save energy, such as turning anything off that uses excess energy, like turning off the lights and stuff. And also, maybe we can reduce the usage of things that emit greenhouse gases, like less driving, more biking. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I
I
know.
suggest we should do our best to try to eliminate the fossil fuels in order to save our calcium carbonate in the oceans, to save the sea snails, and allow them to live a long. And also, I think that the public needs to be aware of the effects of CO2 and ocean acidification. So therefore, I think that we should have laws that force big companies and corporations to make things or clean products and other products that are sustainable to our environment, and that won't just go down our oceans and poison our environment. Although this isn't very cost effective, money shouldn't be our first priority, because by the end of the day, if you have money and you're dead, it just doesn't matter. So people should also be aware of the effects on the environment and really kind of pay attention to our fossil fuels and our clean products and other things that contribute to our problem, in order to kind of help their kids' generations and their grandkids' generations if they want that. Also, I think that there should be more solar and hydro and energy sources used in our everyday life. professional studies have shown that in about 12 years, if we don't make a huge change, all of our pollution and our harm to our environment will be irreversible, therefore making our stay on this earth end sooner than we were naturally made.
You're right, Lex. Those harmful products and fuel emissions can damage fishes and reefs. Can you imagine a life without fishes or sea snail shells? Many fisheries will go out of business, and what's worse, tourism. We have to act now before it's too late.